Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. It was a pretty cool one here for this time of year, but we enjoyed it. And one more day of moisture, then we're supposed to be pushing 100 by the weekend, so the wind will definitely be from the south. Tropical storm is forecast to come on shore and affect Texas and Louisiana. I sure hope the rains are not as bad as forecast, because they sure don't need the extra moisture down there, but it is that time of year. I think the biggest thing driving today's markets is going to be the direction of equities, and you got to figure the Fed's going to come in and support the market and not let the selling get out of hand like was done in Asia and Europe overnight. The second factor is going to be the FOMC tomorrow, and that tends to freeze the market in a trading range. So I think for this market to break out to the upside or to the downside requires a big move in the E-mini, and my guess is the Feds are going to try to stabilize the E-mini today and not let the bottom fall out of it. We do have news today. Housing starts 1.09 million, and then housing permits at 1.105. And the housing numbers of late have come in higher than forecast, so these numbers could come in higher than forecast. You got to remember the NAHB housing index, that's the optimism of builders, and the way the process works is that you've got a builder and he's got lots of land that he's borrowed money on, and to ensure cash flow he has to break ground on those lots, and he gets money, comes out for construction, and keeps building them. And so that's how they get their cash flow, by developing and by building. And they don't stop until the banks won't let them do that anymore. And when the banks won't let them do it anymore, it's because the real estate market has gotten soft. And right now the real estate market appears to be pretty hot. And a lot of that depends on where you live. So what does that boil down for us? I think we've got resistance, pretty good resistance at 26. So 31 to 03, sell 1. 7 to 11, sell 2. On the buy side, I'm going to put a question mark here at 25. A lot of it just depends on the E-mini. I think we're going to look at a trading range, so 17 to 21. Pretty much when we started out last time, we wanted to buy 13s to 17s, didn't quite get in. So 17 to 21, I think it'd be a pretty good place for buy 1, and then 9 to 13 for buy 2. Okay, looking at the 30-year. Similar situation, looking for a trading range, so we should have pretty good support in the either 24, 28 area or 20 to 24. I think our first buy will be 25, 29. And the second buy will be 13 to 17. You never know with this contract. You just have to open it up. And on the sell side, 15 to 19 is where resistance is right now. And then we'll make it 27 to 31. Gold's pretty interesting right now. It's not really playing off the Greek fundamentals as you'd expect it to. It actually is selling into it, and I don't again, if you look at the alternative and the choice that facing Greece, I think in the end, even though it could cost them a job, they got a chance to keep their job, the current group of politicians, by keeping the cash flow going. I think to cut off all that help from Europe and the rest of it, I just don't think that they're in a position to do that. So I think that there will be a deal, and this is the month that they have to get it. They've got, I want to say, $7.8 billion worth of obligations to roll over the course of the summer, and they don't have it. And if they don't get that money, their banking system collapses, their economy gets even worse. Right now they're kind of stumbling through. It's not pretty, and they are shackled by the rules and regulations and taxing, but they will ultimately end up cutting pensions, compensation to politicians, and increasing the value-added tax. I think by the end of the month they get a deal, and the gold market is acting like it too. So right now we clearly a seller at 90, perhaps starting at 88. So sell 1, we'll lean against 90, sell 2, 95, 97. On the buy side, we are pointed lower. I'm not too sure. We can break 80, so 81 to 79, buy 1. And we'll play for support at basically 75 to 80. Buy 2, 75, 77. Okay, the euro really isn't acting like that Greece will leave the EU either, in my opinion. We have a seller, 1350 to 1375, and we have had a buyer in the 1175, 1200, and I think that's kind of where we are right now. So sell 1 will be 1300 plus or minus. Sell 2 will be 40 to 50. I think it's easier to trade it from the short side, so 1225 buy 1 and 1200 buy 2. Okay, crude, the CIA got the current head of Al-Qaeda, supposedly, in a drone strike overnight. They got a big one in Syria last week, too. So, peace isn't breaking out in the Middle East, but it's a war of attrition. So we've rejected prices basically below 59, and we're having a hard time holding 60.50 or higher. So 60 and a quarter, 60.50, sell 1. 61 and a quarter, sell 2 if we blow through it, the way this market moves. On the buy side, 59 and a quarter, 59.52. Where support is, there's no magic there, and then 58.75 to 59 buy 2. Obviously we like our second levels better, but you have to honor where support and resistance are at the moment, because you got to take them out to move higher or lower. And I know that's a deal, but a lot of people forget that. And the mindset of the people that make market and provide the market liquidity for us is this is support or resistance. I'm going to lean against it. If I'm wrong, I'll lose a couple of ticks. And if I'm right, I've got a shot at the entire day's trading range. Okay, heavy selling overnight. Asia collectively off was over 5%. Europe approached it being off 460. The financial press said it's because the world is awakening, or it's dawning on them that there could be a Greek default. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. That doesn't mean I'm right, but I just think there's just too damn much at stake. And you may not like living a substances your lifestyle right now, but seeing that go to zero, you like even less. So subsistence versus nothing. Most people that will opt for subsistence. It's just, most of the world wants security. They want that cash flow, and that's pretty hard to escape. So I think there is a couple of sells left in the market. I think because of the FOMC tomorrow. I think because of Fed intervention that we're looking at a trading range market. I think there is one short left in the market. And again, this is a number 2 trade for those of you that are new to us in our room. You lean against a high volume number when there is no news. Can't be taken out quickly without a piece of news. And so here we have a B, here we have a B, and here we have a potential mom. So you can just see how the market, this is the first stage of market development. Found a price that cut off the selling. They got stops down here. That's 2. This is 3, and a very, very many scale, and this is 4, a new move. And what did it do? It came back and retested that high right there. So we've got stops above the overnight session high, which would be 75, 77, going ahead and getting that. We've got an X period high at 73. So I think we have a shot at getting stops above the overnight session high. So we'll put our first sell at 74, 76. Then our second sell at 79.81. As long as we stay below 82, I think the market can sell. And then on the buy side, to get started, 65, 67. And then that's 60, 62 that we were trying to buy yesterday. Now, point of reference, what did they do right here on this low? They got stops beneath yesterday's low. So we know there's stops up above this overnight session high. So the natural inclination, or the job of the exchange members, is price discovery, and they do that by gunning stops. And if they kick off a tremendous amount of stops up here, the market will go higher. If it's less than 4,500, then it can come right back in the trading range, and the same is true below. So let's look for a trading range market. Housing starts plus 1.09 million, permits 1 plus 105 million. They can cause a reaction. Those numbers could come in higher than forecast because the housing numbers have been higher than forecast of late. And I'll get busy on the rest of my work. See you in a bit.